Hi, everyone, and welcome to the network's 4th annual Love Yourself Brunch event. I'm Cheryl Sanchez, and I'll be your host along with Tanya Perez, owner of TMN Skincare and Wellness. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of the TheNetWorks organization and the author of The Journey of Success, Even When Success is Just Getting Out of Bed. For those of you who are new to our events, the TheNetWorks is an accessible network of leaders, forward thinkers, entrepreneurs who have joined together to realize success and to create and foster positive social impact. If you're interested in learning more about the TheNetWorks or our members, you can visit our website at thenetworks.org or find us on social media. It's February and we want to celebrate love and Valentine's Day by hosting an event focused on self-care and our relationship with ourselves. Our event today includes some great stuff. We have a One Hope wine party and tasting hosted by Allison Kane, who's somewhere in here. There she is. You can place your orders online and 10% of the proceeds will go to the Mental Health Association in New York. We have a self-love affirmation paint activity led by Erica Soto. Hello, Erica. We have a Tupperware party hosted by Patricia Matos. I see Patricia back there. We also have shared some healthy recipe ideas from Christine Keneally. And in person, we have fudge brownie banana bread muffins baked by Brittany Sanchez that are vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and delicious. We also have some giveaways and we'll be spinning the wheel later on to see who our winners are. Let's start off with introducing Tanya, who can speak a bit about her business, which is where we are this afternoon, and about taking care of ourselves.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I am Tanya Perez, owner of Tanya Marine Naturals. I have been in business for about 20 years, actually 20 years this year. And thank you. And I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm big on skincare. And I feel like if you have skin, it needs to be clean, right? I mean, I have a lot of clients, not clients, I have people in general that'll say, well, you know, I've never had a facial in forever. And I say, well, you know, what do you use? Well, water. I get all kinds of crazy responses to when it comes to skincare.
And don't ever bring up apricot face scrub to Tanya.
Oh, I cringe when I hear that. Oh my God, when I get this from time to time when I ask people, what do you use for cleansing? Oh, say nice, apricot. I'm like,
I was guilty.
I don't like it. I'm not gonna go into. Yeah, you was guilty. Yes. When you told me that, I said, no, you don't. I said, do you know what's in that product? That's got plastic, it's got this, it's got that. All right, but I'm not gonna go into down talking companies at this moment. But there are certain things when it comes to personal care that you should not be using. But we're here to talk about love and taking care of yourself. And the main thing when people say, what can I do? Or I'll ask, what do you do for taking care of yourself? Well, some people say, watch TV, or they'll go for a walk, or they'll go shopping. But a lot of people do not think that having a facial is also part of skincare. Having a massage is also part of, having a facial is part of self-care and loving yourself, and having a massage is also part of loving yourself and taking care of yourself as well. And it's not only about physically taking care of yourself because you want to look good, but skincare and massaging and the whole spa experience and overall also falls into your mentality as well. If you're taking care of your mental health, that's also part of loving yourself as well. And having a facial and having a massage is part of that. That all falls under self-care and love care as well. So when you're thinking about taking care of yourself and loving yourself, think about going to get a facial, think about going to get a massage, not only going shopping, spending money, and then you're going to get upset because you spent all that money because you think it's taking care of yourself. But once a month, I recommend take time for yourself if you can. Come inside, come get a facial, come get a massage. It falls under your mental health, your emotional health as well, and your physical as well.
And tell
That's
us about where we are right now.
We are at my place of business. It's at TMN Skincare Wellness, and I am at 280 Dobbs Ferry Road, Suite 103 in White Plains, New York, located inside the Quest Diagnostics building.
And it is beautiful here. It is calm, relaxing.
Yep. Very quiet. It's soothing, no noise. I mean, you come in, you're not going to want to leave. Most of my clients never want to move anyway.
Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
So let's talk about a little bit about our relationship with ourselves. So sometimes we're so busy in our daily lives that we don't even think about the relationships that we're a part of. But other times, like the month of February, Valentine's Day, relationships are just in the forefront of our thoughts. They're plastered everywhere. Love, 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 relationships, all that stuff. But whether it's a holiday, February, or just any day, we should really periodically check in on our most important relationship, the relationship with ourselves. We expect a lot from ourselves. We expect our bodies to carry us, to provide energy for us, and enable us to complete the tasks of daily life. From our work and careers to maintaining our household to caring for others, we expect to be able to complete all these things plus a whole lot more. But in order to be able to do all those things, we need to take care of ourselves first. This includes taking care of ourselves and making sure we are well physically, emotionally, mentally. And taking care of mental health is a really important part of self-love. I know Tanya mentioned that a minute ago. That's one of the reasons we chose the Mental Health Association of New York to receive the proceeds from our fundraiser today. Other parts of self-love include healthy eating, doing things that make you feel good, including helping others and doing good things for the world, and having fun. So I'd like to do a quick shout out to Brittany Sanchez for selecting our nonprofit and for baking something healthy for us today.
So part of self-care can also be eating healthy, which I know a lot of people think that, you know, that sounds like a lot of work and not fun, but as everyone can attest today, I made banana fudge muffins that are actually gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, free of any additive sugars and stuff like that. And everyone loved them. So remember that taking care of your body doesn't just mean maybe going to the gym, but it also means putting in the right fuel for yourself. So, you know, making sure you're taking care of yourself completely inside, outside, mentally, emotionally, everything like that.
Thank you, Brittany. Next shout out is to Patricia Matos, who's way in the back there representing Tupperware. Patricia, would you like to say anything? I don't know if they can sort of see you.
I can come closer. I'll sit. I feel very tall and I never feel tall.
I feel tall every day.
Hi, Patricia Matos. I am repping Tupperware, and today, if you come in person, you can scope out a few of our more unique products. It's not your mother's Tupperware, but we do have all of your classics. So I encourage you right now, there are a whole bunch of online exclusives and special offers that you should scope out. pmatos.my.tupperware.com. We'll drop that in the chat. Someone will, I'm sure. And see all the great new things and revisit some old classics. Still have a lifetime warranty, cracking, chipping, peeling, breaking. And any questions, just drop them in the chat and I am more than happy to help you out. Thank you again, Cheryl, for hosting today.
Of course, and using something like Tupperware, which is reusable, falls under that doing good thing.
Definitely doing good. Also part of self-care to take care of yourself with healthy eating, food prep, meal preparation, cooking, storage, on the go. On the table, I have my travel water bottle, which has an individual filter. So I don't mind if I'm somewhere else where it's not my favorite filtered water pitcher. I can fill it up and automatically get it filtered no matter where I am, even if I travel. So even at a random airport, I can feel comfortable and confident filling up my water bottle and just taking a sip.
cold brew, all the things. There's too much to say, so I'm gonna say, just hit up my website. And you can find the link to the Tupperware party that we are hosting today on thenetworks.org or in any of the event details that we have, including the event detail on Facebook or on Zoom. You can find a link to our Tupperware party that we do right to Patricia and all the awesome, fun, great Tupperware deals for this month.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Patricia. All right, next up is Allison to talk to us about One Hope Wine. Allison will be serving some wines here in person and talking to us about them as we're doing the paint activity. You can follow along online by visiting onehopewine.com to see the details about the wines we are tasting and to order them if you would like to try them at home. And we'll also drop the link to our online party in the chat.
Yes, thank you guys so much. My name is Allison Kane. I've been with One Hope Wine for almost 5 years now. We are a Napa Valley-based wine club and winery. And through our wine club and tasting events like this and in-person events, virtual events, we've been able to donate over $10 million to local and national nonprofits. So definitely falls under that doing good category for self-care, and we have a lot of great offers this month. Especially we have a gold shimmer in my wine era bottle that will show anybody that hosts an event until March 8th. The qualifying sales, you do get that bottle and 3 other gorgeous wines for free. So definitely let Cheryl know if you'd like to host an event, a wine event for yourself. We also have a purchase with purchase for this month. So purchase 6 bottles and you have the option to purchase this lovely pink shimmer wine bottle. It says, "I love you more than wine," which is true. And we have a longevity Cabernet made by Phil Long, who is the head of the African American Vintners Association. It's a fabulous Cabernet. So you can get both of those for half the price. And 10% of all the purchases today from the link will be going back to the Mental Health Association. So thank you so much for choosing that. And Tanya, thank you for opening your business for us.
You're very welcome. I'm glad you guys are here.
To taste some wine. And Patricia, just a shout out. Brittany gave me one of her ice cube trays for Christmas as a gift. It's fantastic. I made strawberry roses in them and I was going to bring them, but how would I bring that cooler? So I do have that extra. I'll definitely pass. Yes, beautiful, wonderful ice cube tray. Thank you guys so much.
And we started out with the sparkling. We did a little cheers to kick off the live event. Do you want to show them the?
Yes, so we started with the sparkling fruit. If you are a sweet wine lover, I've been told by Tanya, who is a huge sweet wine lover,
Big time.
this one passes her test. So if you're a fan of Prosecco's, this is a great option. The sparkling fruit is fabulous. It's a 90-point award-winning wine. We also have a Chardonnay that we'll go through today. I believe you have a Pinot Grigio. We have a, Sauvignon Blanc. Thank you. We have a Pinot Noir from our Reserve collection, a Cabernet, and
A rosé.
A rosé. Yes, yes. So excited to share all these wines with you guys. If you have any questions, let me know.
And that's the one that comes in the Swifty bottle, right?
Yes. So the Swifty bottle is actually here. And we are very honored at One Hope to have welcomed Cheryl and Brittany as a team to help us in our efforts to donate even more money. So they got that beautiful Swifty bottle. That's also what you will get when you earn it, being a host. And we welcome anyone to do this with us and also host your own wine tasting and purchase from the link.
Thanks. And what is our next pour as we
So
turn it
we're
over to Erica in a moment? What's our next pour?
We're gonna go a little on the lighter side today. So we're going to be pouring our Sonoma County, or I'm sorry, Arroyo Seco Chardonnay. This is from our Reserve collection. So most of the wine bottles that we offer at One Hope are screw tops, which I absolutely adore. This one, our Reserve collections do have cork. So I'm gonna open this one if.
Oh, wait a second.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Sorry, yes, I'll open this.
No, do you want to use the Tupperware corkscrew?
Is it this one?
Yep.
Ever.
Because I am a complete failure. I admit it with,
She brought the original.
no. I was gonna say I'm a complete failure at using a regular corkscrew, but you're gonna say I'm a failure because I brought my old Tupperware wine opener corkscrew thing, but it's just demonstrating the durability and longevity of Tupperware products.
100%. Check out our corkscrew on my site. So if my sister-in-law sees this, I'm in really big trouble. So the first time I ever demoed the corkscrew, it was with my sister-in-law who was saying, I don't like your brother and his stupid me thing. And I was like, oh, someone's feeling very happy. So here, try it. I said, here.
Not a fan of it.
I said, here, try mine. And she goes, okay, what do I do? And I was like, wow, she's really good. And all you do is you grab the corkscrew and you put it on the bottle top and she's, well, okay, now what? I said, just spin. She's like, oh, this spins really easy. I'm like, I know. She goes, what do I do? I'm like, just keep spinning. And she was like, this is amazing. When am I done? And I said, sweetie, the cork's been out for like 8 spins. And she was like, oh, I won. And I was like, your Tupperware ladies. Gotcha. So cheers.
And I will jump in and say that as someone with arthritic hands, that is amazing to help me. I'm always like, where's the Tupperware wine bottle opener? I can't do anything. It's like,
I need that.
Yep, super
That I
easy
need.
on your hands, totally pain-free, and I love it.
We definitely love our ergonomic handled can opener, corkscrew, all the things.
Look at that. All right, so we have that as our next 4. And now I would like to introduce Erica Soto. Tell us a little bit about yourself. And she's leading our paint activity today. You can join us from home with whatever tools you have handy. That could be a pencil and paper. It could be using an app on your computer, your tablet, like Procreate on a MacBook or iPad. And you can follow that way. We also have some tips about materials that you could be using and links for future reference if you want to just take some notes today and then order some materials. We have all that info in our event detail on Facebook, on thenetworks.org, and Zoom, and all the other 9,000 places our event is listed.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Cheryl, and thank you to everybody here. This is an awesome time to just sit down, relax, and kind of center yourself and kind of give yourself that positive self-talk, because a lot of times, especially, around the holidays, the holidays are over, but then Valentine's Day comes and, you kind of have these lingering feelings of, if you don't have a special someone, or if you're looking for love, or, you just want to remember that the best love is self-love. And if you're not always talking so positively to yourself, you want to give that time to set affirmations. And to have an effective affirmation, or to even just find out what an affirmation is, it's just that positive self-talk when you are thinking, okay, what is an affirmation? Affirmation is a positive statement that can help you challenge and overcome any kind of self-sabotaging negative thoughts. And when you repeat those affirmations often and believe in them, you can start to make positive changes. And that's kind of like a training in your mind. So, like when you're driving and you're trying to go home after a long day, half the time you don't even remember going from point A to point B. You're just on autopilot. And when you use an affirmation, that's another way to train your implicit memory, just putting yourself on autopilot. So when you're constantly repeating these positive affirmations, you're really kind of training your body to just automatically start at that point where, okay, all this talk to myself is going to be positive. And implicit memory is one of those ways that kind of get you there. And affirmations are not all built the same. So it's not really like a wish list. It's really something that has tips to be effective. So there's something called the 6 P's of effective affirmations. So the first P is possible. You want to believe that your affirmation is possible. So you don't necessarily have to believe it 100% yet, but you can idealize, hey, I want to feel this way. And so I'm going to put effort into talking to myself positively. So at least you have to have like a reasonable belief that it's possible and reasonable. So the next P would be power. So first P is possible, second P is power. So your affirmation must be within your power of control. So I use this all the time. You may want your boyfriend to put a ring on it, but that's not necessarily within your control. That's something that you want yourself to kind of have that control over this affirmation. So it's like we're telling our own brains to take action on something. Affirming that it won't rain on your wedding day or that your boyfriend will stop being so critical too is ineffective because they're outside of your control. Instead, you can affirm to find great joy in your wedding, regardless of the weather, and, you know, idealize a situation that you can actually physically control. The next P would be present. So write affirmations in the present tense as if it's happening or existing right now. You want to use words like am instead of will. So I am statements. The next would be personal. So using I statements. Again, you want to have your affirmation focused on yourself, not things outside of yourself. So far we have possible, we have power, we have present, we have personal, and the next would of course be positive. You want to focus on what you do want. You don't want to focus on what you do not want. So avoid saying words like not and don't. For example, instead of saying I'm not yelling at my kids, say I am speaking to my kids constructively and lovingly. So instead of saying, you know, using those words not and don't, just speak in the present tense. Make sure it's an I statement. And then make sure that you're talking about it positively. You're not using the words not in it. And then lastly, speak with passion. Passion is the key ingredient to an effective affirmation. To feel it, you really want to breathe life into that thought. So just have that little bit of visualization, like, you know what? Yes, you know what? I do believe it. You know, you really have to put some enthusiasm and you really have to put an emotional response to your affirmation statement, because that's what allows the brain to create that new wire in your implicit memory. And it's also what makes it so powerful. So to go over the 6 Ps, it's going to be something that's possible, something that has your power and control, something that's within present, so it's happening right now, and something that's personal, something that's really catered to you and who you are and your beliefs, and something positive. You want to move forward with positivity. You don't want to be focused on anything negative. And lastly, do it with passion and feeling and enthusiasm. And with our art that we're going to be doing today, we are going to kind of take some time to gather our supplies. So you at home, if you don't have a canvas or paint necessary and you want to just grab a piece of paper and a pencil and just start kind of jotting down some affirmations. I have some samples of some good ones here, like I am successful, I am confident, I'm getting better and better every day. All I need is within me right now. I wake up motivated. I am an unstoppable force of nature. Each and every day, I'm getting closer to my goals. And I will have an example, about 50 examples too, of some more. And as we go through the instruction of the art instruction, we are going to create using, you know, our favorite colors, something that's beautiful. And then once the painting's dried, we're going to take our affirmations and affix it. So what you're going to need today for the painting is going to be a cup of water. If you're using paintbrushes, cup of water, some watercolors or acrylic paints are great. You're going to use a canvas board, a pencil, of course, to draw our sketch. And we're just going to take about 30 minutes to just go over the sketch, the painting process, and then at the end, you can really brainstorm some affirmations. Does anybody, I know Joel, you're king of affirmations. Anyone want to share any kind of affirmations in the chat that they're going to be using? Any kind of positive self-talk? I personally have been going on a weight loss journey too, so I've had to use a lot of I am loving myself by eating more healthy has been one of my affirmations for sure. I'm loving myself by walking and clearing my mind. You know, and making those positive choices is really a way to move past your limiting beliefs, because sometimes people, oh, like, I'm not that person, you know, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. And it's just like inherently just your base of your personality trait, like, oh, that's not me. And we have to kind of think our way out of that identification. How do you identify and how do you want to identify? And then kind of create your affirmations in that way. So I'm just going to take a moment to get the supplies together, and then we'll get started on the instruction.
Sure, and we'll share some affirmations. And Joel, you want to share?
Well, I got some in the appendix from the 9 Money Rules Millionaires use. So I am enough. I am smart enough. I am wise enough, clever enough, resourceful enough, able enough, confident enough. I am connected to enough people to accomplish my heart's desire. I have enough ideas to pull off magic and miracles. Enough is all I need. Enough is what I have. I have more than enough. And there's plenty more. I am unlimited. But I am a money magnet. Lucrative opportunities always come my way. I am financially free. I'm on my way to becoming financially free.
I love the enough part. I know Brittany and I use that one all the time, where we say we have more than enough to spare and share.
Yes, perfect.
See that one? And on what Erica mentioned a second ago about success, I mean, that's definitely a big thing that I like to talk about, is sharing the message that we are all successful now. You know, that is definitely an affirmation.
I want to go over some ideas while we get started. Sure.
I am successful is really a huge one for me, because so many of us, we spend so much time just waiting for like material success to happen, and we think we're going to be happy like when we get the house, or you know, when certain things happen, and just trying is what makes us successful. So that's definitely a big one. Any other affirmations anybody would like to share while Erica's setting up?
Well, anyone that wants to kind of go off the cuff too, like, what do you think is going to be something you want to add to your repertoire? What is something that you feel like you need to move past the limiting belief? I mean, for me personally, it's believing that I deserve success. Because, you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, you know, I'm a good person, but do I really, you know, I don't want to put myself out there too much and seem like I want to be better than people. And you know, you kind of talk yourself out of wanting to do that success and figure out, you know, am I really deserving? Everyone's more than deserving for any kind of change.
Absolutely.
So if you are ready and willing is the question.
I tell my clients, you are worthy of massive wealth.
Yeah.
Everyone is worthy of massive wealth.
I'll tell you,
You
I've
have to
been,
believe it.
yes.
And it's not
Number one.
putting anyone else down to want something more for yourself. And that's
No, there's plenty to go around.
exactly. That's another thing too, especially as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. You feel like, oh, there's so much competition. Oh, you know, why even bother? There's like 50 million paint and sip style places. What makes you and unique and your person? There's no one else like you. What is there for you will not pass you. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Regardless of if there's, I mean, if you go down the bread aisle, if you've ever heard that saying, if you go down the bread aisle, there's 50 million types of bread being sold. And do you think those companies are like, oh no, they've already made bread. I'm not gonna start, you know, my company, because bread exists. And I won't, you know, try to make something new or better or different. There's room for everyone. So
Do we
as we're
want to
gonna
set
get
up over
started,
here?
yeah, I'm just setting this up for now.
Sure. And do we want to show let's show
Yeah,
the
absolutely. You
example?
wanna pass over.
Do we want to change the camera angle? This is one of those moments where bear with us on our first hybrid event. This is the example
Wow.
of what we're going to be creating today, a painting with self-affirmations led by Erica. So I think, are we going to switch camera angles or?
Yeah, and if you want to set some tables over here. So we can get started.
Okay.
And then I'll point this over to this direction. So if you want to move it
Over.
Sure.
All right, co-host Brittany, do you want to switch the share screen to Erica's?
So we can move the tables down if anybody wants to like work in that area, and then I'll instruct in here.
I think we'll just turn your video off. Because they can all see Erica's. Yeah. Okay.
This is it.
I'm coming.
We can kind of switch this down too if you want.
Yeah, wherever you want to set up.
All right, so this camera's off. We've switched over to that one over there.
Yeah, so if you guys want to kind of move into this space also, do a little switcheroo.
Now's the please hold music.
Anyone want to sing?
I can share our quote of the day. Hello, while we're waiting, oh, let's join audio from here.
Recording in progress.
Turn off that audio. All right. And yeah. Okay. So while we're setting up, I will share our quote of the day. So we have, oh, it's backwards.
Is this on selfie mode?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
just kidding. I'll just read it. So our quote of the day is from Lucille Ball. You might know her from I Love Lucy. And she says, love yourself first and everything else falls into line. So that is our point today, is that we need to put all of our love onto ourselves first, use our affirmations, keep ourselves healthy and happy, and then everything else that you're already worrying about will fall into place. So hope that that can help you out today.
So, and if you want to talk about the awesome giveaways too, while we're setting up.
Oh, you could do that.
I could do that.
Yeah.
You can hand them to me.
Okay. Yeah, if you need to.
All right. So one of our giveaways for today is my book, The Journey of Success. Even when success is just getting out of bed. We have a book called Wine Self-Talk that's all about self-affirmations and pairing affirmations with an activity that you enjoy doing and do on a regular basis. It can be coffee self-talk, pillow self-talk, tea self-talk, and today we chose wine self-talk as our giveaway. We have a copy of Joel's book, The 9 Money Rules That Millionaires Use. Very good book. I've read it. And Tanya is also giving away a facial at TMN Skincare Wellness here in White Plains. All right, turning it back over to Erica.
Okay, and then the last but not least, we just need some water for our cups. And
did we do the pour?
you want to move to
The Chardonnay? Did we do the Chardonnay?
did you need Chardonnay? Yeah, if you want to do your.
There you go.
And you can tell everyone about it.
Which one is this? Is yours? Did we talk about it yet?
Where's yours? We got a little bit. Does that first? Or you want a new cup?
I guess a new cup.
Tanya's not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tanya, did you have the Chardonnay?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I was the only one.
What do you think?
It's okay.
Not.
I would never, I'm not a Chardonnay fan, but it's okay. I can tolerate it. I've had
So-
ones that were like,
Being that this is from California, this is then an oaky Chardonnay, right?
It is the Chardonnays for One Hope. I've definitely been Chardonnay. Never Chardonnay was pretty much always my motto, but these Chardonnays are very drinkable. They are oaked, but in oak barrels, but they don't have that super like lick a tree kind of taste, which I like. So, and actually our Vintner Chardonnay is very popular. So even with non-Chardonnay.
What did you call it again?
A lick a tree Chardonnay. I don't like it. I am not.
That's a good one.
I don't think I'm alone in that.
But his mom doesn't like oaky Chardonnay, right?
My
Does that
mom
count?
loves oaky Chardonnay. Do you like this one? No, because it's not oaky enough.
No, because I don't like oak at all. I like steel barrel Chardonnay.
Oh, okay. So this is too.
Yeah, I
oak,
never
too
drink
oak.
California.
Okay.
Chards
So,
because
So you want to show the people here what we have?
yes, so I showed them the Chardonnay, and then we're gonna move to the Sauvignon Blanc. So we start, so this is our Vintner. If you don't like oaky Chardonnays, I would suggest the Vintner Chardonnay instead of this. The reserves are much more on the oak forward. So we're gonna move to the Sauvignon Blanc. It is a California Sauvignon Blanc, so it's not gonna be that New Zealand, like super fruity, but it is a very refreshing option.
all the super food.
And then
That's it. Everybody.
Do we want to open all of, like, are we ending in 3?
We have
We have the sparkling group.
Mhm,
We just did the Chardonnay.
mhm.
And then do we want, how many do you want to open?
We have how many whites? We have the Sauvignon Blanc and then there's one other white,
we have a rosé,
the rosé. Okay, so.
and then we have your 2 reds.
Yeah, we'll
So,
see. I think we'll do the 4. We'll go into the rosé.
Okay.
so do you want to open the Sauvignon Blanc or you want to
Yeah.
do the rosé?
And what better time to open the bottle when we're ready for a pink sip?
Painted and sipping.
Yes.
Do you want these pencils out too?
Yes. Pass that out and then we'll just need a. So after the sketch, I'll pass out the paint.
Downloading, trying to download on the Instagram, the video I just did. It's like on slow-mo.
Your beautiful technique.
Twist.
Yeah,
That's a bartender technique. Definitely not necessary when you pour wine. It's actually white wine. That's okay. They don't stain. Tanya, you want to try this one?
No.
And Wendy, can you just pass me a board? Everybody.
think I like
share.
it.
Thank
Try.
you.
I'll try. Yes.
With them both.
I try to.
Julie, you want to try that? Oh, and Erica, is this your cup?
Right back.
Yes. Do you want
Yeah, you can.
to try the Chardonnay? You want this?
Right.
Fabulous.
Trish, you have yours all the way down there?
I do, thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna tilt over here. Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, so this is a sample of the art project that we are doing today. Very simple, very easy to follow, bunch of hearts. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just gonna do a couple lines and then we'll fill it in. So to get started with our sketch.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you do like house party painting?
Well, yes, so
Like,
yeah, my business is Enjoy Erica Art Studio. We have an online and in-person workshops for paint and sips. I have a certification as a therapeutic art life coach, so I do a lot of corporate wellness events. And what I do is I come to you. So wherever you are in the tri-state area, I bring all the supplies. I set everything up. We do a step-by-step kind of process. For the really big canvases, I also have tracers. So if you are not a sketching person at all and you want to make a really nice picture, you can also do like tracers, and you bring the tables, you bring the chairs, you bring the beverages, and I set everything up. So I'll bring like the plates, the cups, napkins, all the things set up. It's about a 2-hour event and it's really fun. The workshops we do are also like this one today, affirmation workshops. We also have what's really popular in January. We did a bunch of vision boards. So we set our intentions right for the new year. And it's just limitless what you could do with the therapeutic arts. So, but for this one in particular, this is like a 11 by 14 canvas board, but we really do like the giant ones, the really nice big ones that you can hang on the wall. Super professional. This is more like something that you can keep close and put somewhere where you're always going to see it. because that's the intention. You want to have this picture kind of visible, and you know, when it's too big of a canvas, you don't always have the right spot to put it in your house or at work. So 11 by 14 is like the perfect little size to just get a little something together. But yeah, mobile art studio. Enjoy Erica Art
Yeah,
Studio.
I think we're gonna put it in my house, maybe once the, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Is there someone trying to come in, or was that?
Well, that might be me.
Oh,
I don't know.
no, on the no on the
Oh,
On the Zoom.
oh, no,
On the
the window, my. Yeah.
no, not in the window, no. It's all love and fun here. Awesome. Okay, so
Our events are so exciting that people.
no, they are. It's all love here. No, I will say about the networks. This is my 1 year anniversary. Yeah, if you want to get comfy, because I know I'm kind of going. It was my 1 year anniversary from meeting you guys. Last year was 100% virtual. So it's been a year since I've known Cheryl and Brittany, and the networks has been in my life. And I will tell you that once I joined, I met amazing people. My life changed in terms of opportunities, in terms of networking, in terms of friendships. After 30 years old, I was like, I'm never gonna meet anybody new. Like, how do I like develop friendships, relationships with people that I didn't know out of high school? Like, how do you establish trust with someone? You know, especially I'm originally from New Jersey, so it's like this wasn't really my home. And the more that I got to know everybody from the networks and Cheryl, it felt like home. So thank you guys for offering something like this. And again, if you're at home and just joining us, we're going to do a little affirmations, paint and sip. If you just have a piece of paper, totally fine. If you want to just write your affirmations down, you don't have to join along, but you will need a canvas, a pencil, several size paint brushes, can be watercolor, acrylics as well. And we're going to get started on this picture here. It's a little heart style picture. And we're going to begin the sketch right in the center of our canvas. We're just going to draw a big heart. Simple to start off with. We're loving ourselves with a nice big heart. Just like so. So it's a little light, but as you can see, we have the heart. Yeah. And cheers to everybody here. Hello, happy Sunday, Maria. Cheers over there. And this one is which one, Allison?
The Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Getting our sip on this Sunday with a little self-love. So once we have our heart, we're going to take this top of V. So this little V that happens at the top of the heart, we're just going to kind of swoop down and come off and make a curlicue. So we're just going to take one side, kind of swoop it off and create a little movement. And that's just sending love to ourselves. So we're creating that little bit of movement, that little swoosh, just to say, hey, whatever our intentions are here, we're going to have that movement kind of flow into our lives. And then the next step is that we're just going to section off our picture. And Brittany, if you're monitoring the chat, feel free to throw any questions in there. Yep. And then we have kind of 4 sections. So you can just come down from the top and section off a little corner. So we're just kind of creating some interest, just kind of rounding off the top corner and having it pull through. And then same thing with the bottom, just rounding off the bottom corner. And you just want to have that line come through the heart.
Do you like when you do sections like that for it to
come through the, yeah, you can have it come next to the heart, through the heart.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be exact. We just want to create sections just to kind of plant out where our affirmations are. So the more sections you have on here gives you each kind of little colored area will be a new affirmation. So you just want to give yourself just some more overlapping for color interest. And for space, same thing here. We're going to come around and create another little section. Use some so you can see.
And then we paint over, so like we won't see the pencil later, right?
Yeah, the pencil is gonna dissipate. So it's just a guideline. It doesn't even have to be exact. So as you're adding color, if it looks better to you, totally fine. And then last, we're just gonna come off here and then cut through the whole heart. So it's through the top part and kind of crisscross down. And then inside, we're just going to put some hearts. So we're just going to section off areas with a couple of other hearts. So we're gonna have one on the right side. And this can be really up to you. Smaller hearts. Really you could just place them anywhere, but we have this one kind of going through the right side. And then we'll have one completely in the inside. So just like that. And then we want to bring another heart to the bottom left. So while it seems like the lines look very complicated, it's just very simple shapes, strategically placed. And we have a bottom left. And then on the top, right, kind of inside that little swoop. And there you have your sketch. It's really that simple. So I'm going to start passing around some plates and some colors. You guys can select your favorite colors. And I'm going to pass out some water cups. So I'm going to leave this here for you guys for a few more moments to see. Honestly, you can just place your hearts anywhere, but this is the sketch that we have today. And I'm going to start handing out the paints. So everybody's going to have a plate. And you can really edit, grab another drink.
We'll move on to the rosé.
Fabulous. So we have rosé on the menu today. And Cheryl, here's a thing for, I don't know if you want to share one or.
You want to share one? Give it to them.
That's you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Want to tell everybody about what we're pouring?
So right now we're pouring the Vintner Rosé. This was made by our former winemaker, Mari Wells Coyle. She said if she ever got trapped on a deserted island, this is what she would be serving. This is what she would bring with her. So fan favorite. Oh,
Yes.
Fan favorite. Thank you. Gold medal winner.
So our desert island needs a wine bottle opener and a wine pot.
Yes. Well, this one's true tap.
Oh,
Yeah,
screw
but
top.
yeah. But that Tupperware wine opener is magic. So I'm very excited about that.
That's
Summery?
that like island and then
Yeah.
taking a sip of it, I'm like summer.
think
Yes.
yes.
Soon.
I think it's very summery.
Yeah.
Because it's light, refreshing. I really like this.
Did you want? Here.
I
Keep it
definitely
close.
want- Keep it close, yeah.
And just mentioning to everybody here that whatever you want to refill on, please ask.
Request. Yeah. I'm sitting right next to them, so you can make any requests anytime.
We'll do little tastes of everything first, and then we can
Mhm.
And then you can just
stock up on whatever you'd like.
the whole
And then just as a reminder, we do have a purchase with purchase offer this month. Will end on February 29th because it's a leap year. which is very strange. So this shimmer bottle is going to be filled with our beautiful sparkling rosé. And it says, I love you more than wine. It's our etched shimmer. And we also have a longevity Cabernet that goes with it. So every time you add 6 bottles to your cart, this will unlock and it will be half price. So a longevity cab retails, I think, for $65. And while Eric is passing everything out, I just want to talk about our wine club real quick. It is phenomenal. We have made so many like elevations to it. There's wine club exclusives that are offered to every wine club member. It's $20 right now to join. It's a lifetime membership fee. So pay $20 now. I don't know if it will be increased in the future, but today it's $20, which actually covers the price of shipping. So we have one of the lowest shipping rates in all of California. Wine is heavy and fragile and expensive to ship. Our flat rate is $20 for shipping. So wine club members get free shipping on every order over $99. And your second order for your wine club is going to include a Paso Robles Cabernet for free. Your third order is going to include two passes to our winery. So it's a $200 value. And then the third shipment is going to include a bottle of our iconic Esperanza. So lots of free goodies. It's a fabulous opportunity to join, and then you can donate all year long. So if anybody has any questions about that, feel free to pop them in the chat. We'll answer them.
And awesome. Now it's a good time to also start really brainstorming your affirmations and what you'll be putting on. Definitely getting our color selection out here going.
How many colors do you recommend?
Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue. So the rainbow, but really it's your favorite colors. So it's to your preference.
I saw this cute thing online the other day, and she gave her daughter 2 colors. So like primary colors, so like red and blue on each hand.
Oh,
and she's like, she put the red hand up and the blue hand up, and then she mixed her hands together and made purple. And so it's like a really great way to like teach kids how to
sensory and stuff.
Yeah, well, and how to mix colors to make other colors. It's like magic.
One lesson, yeah.
Right.
Yep, Erica.
Erica,
Yes, ma'am.
can you put the sample
Up, yeah.
so that
To remember, yes. I love your necklace, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How many colors? Oh, where would you give in? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Yes,
trying
I
to
love
figure out how many colors I want.
So right now, the only color I'm missing is green. So the colors I have chosen, I have a pink, I have a purple, I have a red, a yellow,
Can I borrow the red?
a green. Yeah, absolutely. Red.
Alice, just the way your shirt is showing is
I know.
wino.
I know.
Why not?
It happens all the time.
You're like, either way, it's
I know,
fine.
it's really, it makes sense all around.
We have pink, purple. I have a little bit of red, yellow, green, and some white.
Oh, red, too. I don't know. No, I think it's red. We're on this side of the. We're on the pastel-y, but we're on like the blue side instead of the red side. Oh, see? Yeah, you're on the red side. The red yellows, we're on the purple, pink, blues. Oh, I'm so excited. I love seeing how everyone does differently.
Right. Okay, so we have, again, like I said, a Roy G. Biv, but really it's your color preferences. If we're doing it in the style of the picture, I have like a turquoise blue, a pink, a purple, red, yellow, white, and green. So I have several size brushes. We have an inch flat brush. We have a 1/4 inch flat brush, and then we have a thinner liner brush. And these 3 sizes are what we're going to be working with. The sample is just like this.
If you need another colors.
So that's the colors. And we're gonna get started with the biggest brush. So bigger space, bigger brush.
Do we need water yet or not yet?
Pass those down.
Thank you. Don't mix up your wine and your water.
Water. Well, that happens to me. That happens to me more times than not. I definitely invest in a cup with a lid. Trisha, I need a cup with a lid so I don't mix my paint water cups. There we go. Show me what I can use to avoid painting on.
If we learn one thing today, it's
Yes, it's do not put your paintbrush in your drink. So this is our large 1-inch flat brush again. We have the camera on the laptop working. Maybe we can set the sample up close for anybody who needs to see.
Do I have the camera for you? Yeah. So
Have
our
this video. And then
watch out for me.
no, it's just how do you? Oh, I don't want to say.
Perfect. Okay, and then we're just gonna get started, of course, with our favorite colors. So you can join along in the colors that I'm doing or do the colors that you'd like. But bigger area, bigger brush. I'm gonna get started with my corner with a nice pink.
Two big brushes or
I just gave you one.
You did?
So we're just gonna get started in the top left corner, any section really with your color of choice. And colors can be representative of your personality feelings too. So if you have a pink is joyful and loving. And anything like yellow is like for energy, orange is for fierceness. So you can just really select colors that speak to you, but you want to take your brush, kind of load the paint up, and just kind of get started filling in. Color choice is very personal for some people. You want to make something that is going to catch your attention. That way that when you're kind of looking at it, your eyesight is drawn to it. And when you're thinking about implicit memory, you want to create a more eye-catching and pleasing to the eye. The more likely that you'll be looking at it and constantly reminding yourself, hey, you know, I am successful. Hey, I am loved today. You know, a lot of times you find yourself rushing through the day-to-days and the daily to-dos. Having something like this nearby is a good reminder. Tina, take a breath, take a moment. This too shall pass, and let's move forward with positivity. So we're just filling in our sections. We're going to go section by section. So if you move ahead, you can go ahead to the next section, and you want to work your way from the left side to the right. So if you're actually lefty, you want to work the opposite way. But if you're a righty like me, you want to work on the left side and work your way to the right so your arm or your kind of wrist doesn't get any kind of paint on there.
I'm already backwards.
That's it.
Who's lefty? Me. Oh, look, red lefty's over here.
Lefty club back there.
Yeah. Left, right, top to bottom, or I'm sorry.
Yeah. Left, top to bottom. So you're gonna go top to bottom, left to right. And we're just doing this quick little tutorial just to kind of get you going, get you creative. A lot of times too, people don't realize that when you take a moment to paint, it forces you to slow down. So if you are very busy with a constant to do, it makes you take a moment to just force yourself to slow your breathing, relax, focus on color choice. And it doesn't have to be perfect at first. If you are not necessarily artistic, that's okay. Because it's an exercise. Painting is not a destination, it's a pursuit. So if you remember Bob Ross back in the days, yes. We do happy little trees around here. Yes. Every stroke is a little moment for happiness. And then when you color change too, it's important when rinsing your brush, you want to circle the bottom of your cup and tap the color out. So circle, tap, and then you can dry on your paper towel and move on to the next color. So the next color choice I'm going to put is this yellow. Scale the flat brush. Again, bigger space, bigger brush. Smaller space, smaller brush. And just filling in. Again, you can do this with colored pencils. You can do this with markers, crayons. Really, it's just taking that moment, that setting that intentional time for yourself to just be creative. And being creative with colors does have a great psychological effect also. Helps with your cognitive function. So a lot of times they have these type of events at senior centers. So I'll visit. It just acts as a different part of your brain. Okay, so once I'm done with the yellow, I'm just going to move on to this turquoise blue. If you guys need more paint or need me to pass out the paint, let me know. And then just going section by section and just filling it out to your heart's content. So if you're still thinking about your affirmation and remembering the 6 Ps, you want to throw in the chat where you're joining us from and any kind of affirmations that you guys are thinking about putting on here. The great trick that once all this color work is done, that you want to let it dry, and the best way to let it dry is by removing the shininess by taking your bristles and kind of pulling the color. So if you're seeing that it's a little shiny, that means there's a lot of paint in that section, and you want to try your best to take your bristles and kind of move the paint through. What I'm working with is acrylics, and watercolors dry pretty quickly. So once we're ready to write our affirmations, you want to work with a dry surface because markers and wetness do not mix. So I'm just going to take a moment. See anybody in the chat? Okay. Perfect. And this is going to be recorded and posted again, right, Cheryl?
Yes.
Fabulous. So like Cheryl was saying, there will be links to get supplies if you want to create a version of your own affirmations painting. So you will visit TheNetWorks.org and check it out. So I'm just going to continue filling in. Again, if I'm ready, I'm going to start on the left-hand side, go from the top to bottom, and just start filling in any kind of color. And you know the session's good when you hear silence because we are in deep creative mode here.
That's right.
And that's what it is too. Sometimes you don't realize all the noise going on in your head till you're actually forced to stop. And then you're like, oh, my shoulders are tense. Go ahead and relax the tension in your shoulders, or just take that deep breath and you don't realize your eyebrows are scrunched like you got resting face all day long. You know what I mean? So it's like,
especially high stress jobs. You don't realize that tension is there till you're forced to stop and be like, oh God, how long was I with that face for? I was just at the supermarket, like, the cashier must have looked at me crazy.
I'll say to my sister, oh my God, grumpy cat. And she knows right away, and then she'll put a smile on her face.
Yeah, because you hold tension. I love the tension.
We love Grumpy Cat. We actually, so Grumpy Cat was a type of cat called a snowshoe, which is like a Siamese, but they had white on their paws. And we have that kind of cat. We adopted her from a New York kill shelter.
Wow,
Isn't that crazy?
nice.
Yes,
She's
we're
not grumpy.
animal lovers here.
Yes, we are.
I was a dog walker for a long time.
I did not know that. fact,
Yeah,
Erica.
as big girl as I am, I was getting my steps in with the cutest little puppy called Calypso. May she rest in peace. I just found out that she passed away, but she got me moving. But yeah, that's like another one of those things when you think about self-care. Sometimes you need money to motivate you. So money motivated me, and here I was dog walking. Yeah, just for the sake of self-care. Why not, right? If you can make a little money and exercise instead of paying someone to go to the gym, walk a cute dog.
That is so true.
But really, you have to get creative and make it fit your lifestyle, make it fit your schedule. There was no other job that I would have so much enjoyment and then still be able to run home and do stuff for the kids and maintain my regular scheduled program, basically. And then sometimes it's like just changing your mindset is like the thing I've been thinking about the most is not cheating myself. Like I've been talking about how good of a friend I am to other people and how I keep my promises and, I try to keep my word as much as I can and put my best foot forward and keep my commitments and that kind of thing. And it's like, but when it comes to myself, forget it. Like if I make a promise to myself, I'm the first one on the chopping block, like girl now, And it's like, don't cheat yourself. You're the first person that you need to be like, hey, you deserve this. Don't cheat yourself. You're going to know when you do too. And then you just feel such pride afterwards once you go through the hard part.
No, it's definitely true. I mean, that's just like even deciding to spend time with others.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes, especially when we're so overwhelmed with everything else going on, it's so easy to just be like, no, I'll just stay in bed today, or I'm just gonna stay home and not socialize. And sometimes that's really good. Sometimes we need to say no, and sometimes we need to rest and recharge and stuff like that. But other times, like being around like-minded people and uplifting people, I mean, it's really, really an important thing that we need to do on a regular basis is connect with other human beings. And
I don't believe we were put on this earth to be alone. Absolutely. There's no way that we were meant to be a person isolated and alone. Boundaries are healthy, are good for us.
Mhm.
And people that are inspiring and uplifting are good for us too. It's just everything in moderation. Same thing with food, moderating food, even for us wine lovers, moderating the things that are really good for us, sometimes too good, and moderation is fine. It's the excess that's killing us. But you can never paint too much, that I know. that I will say. I've been doing this thing called 75 hard, where it's 45 minutes of walking outside, 45 minutes of any other kind of activity, and then 45 minutes walking outside for me. Yeah, so an activity outside, an activity inside for 45 minutes. Reading 10 minutes of a self-help book. Cheryl, you were my first book reread during that process. And then, no alcohol, and then following some kind of food diet. So whatever it is, mine was no carb, no added sugar. The program is called Bright Line Eating, and I'm struggling with a food addiction. And it took a lot of courage in my mind to say, hey, you know, you got a pretty face, girl, but we gotta we gotta be healthy to be around for these kids and for the people that love us and need us, you know, not just for ourselves. So it was one of those things that you had to come to terms and face yourself like, hey, this is enough. You have to change. So that's what inspired me. And meeting people online who aren't really necessarily in my circle have been the best support system because they don't know my journey. They don't know the old me. I can just show them my new face, my new intentions, my new world, and still kind of stay inspired and be vulnerable. And it's been an amazing journey so far. I did slip up like on day 24 and I got so angry at myself. And then you have to kind of start over again, kind of like that whole 30 thing. But, you know, I'm almost through it. At the end of March, I'm going to speak at a wellness conference about my journey. Well, yeah, my friend Tarsha Gibbons, she's been my mentor and kind of got me started on the entrepreneur journey. She and 2 other women are going to host a wellness conference at the end of March. And they're going to have a whole day talking about different strategies. She's a holistic wellness coach and fitness coach, and she has great stuff planned. And I'm going to be sharing my journey, my wellness journey, my health journey, the real deal. Not the like, oh, it's great. It's not great because it took me how many years to get to being this person who I am. So I'm giving myself grace and saying, you know, it's going to take you years to get out of it too, but you just have to be consistent. And that's the hardest part. Mentally strong and just willing to say, hey, you know what? I messed up. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying.
Progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's
And
amazing.
it's important to have a village, a community.
Yeah.
You know, people around you to support you through all of it, whether it, you know, the successes and the failures, because we all fail.
Yeah.
It's just normal. And to have people that, you know, are around you and support you through all those different pieces of it are just so important.
Yeah. Even if it's just like an understanding, like I understand, like you don't even have to give me advice. You just have to hear. I mean, even with my art, that's my point. Feeling seen and heard goes a long way. So just an idea of what I have kind of going on here. It's not perfect. I'm getting as close to the lines as I can. We're going to be going over with Sharpie. So you just want to fill in each section to your liking. But
and white.
But again, like I was saying, it's just taking that step to try to get yourself seen and heard, because sometimes that's the hardest part. There's so many people that struggle with depression, especially for me, seasonal depression is real. Like having the desire to go out when it's dark is nothing.
It's tough to, you know, even, you know, work during the day, and then by the time you finish with whatever it is that you're doing, it's already dark and you're like, all right, is it bedtime?
Yeah. And you feel cheated too. Like, oh, I could have enjoyed this beautiful day and I was stuck, you know, trying to pay the bills. And so you
a big part of life in the Northeast, that's for
Yes.
sure.
Well, just the guilt of that. Like, oh, look here. Now I've had a day off and the sun's been out for 3 hours and I have not.
3 whole hours.
Yeah.
and you still have
I
to fit in,
wasted it.
and then you still have to fit in food shopping and doing laundry and taking care of the house and taking care of, you know, whatever it is that's on your plate at the moment. It's not for the faint of heart. So it's just like giving yourself grace is so important too, because I feel like the person that I put the most pressure on is myself. I have expectations that I have to give myself grace. Like, Erica, you can't do it all. You can't do it all. Delegate.
Yeah, I heard also just talk to yourself like you talk to your best friend.
Oh yeah.
And it's like insanely different.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes it does mean talking aloud, like reminding yourself aloud. You might be that crazy person talking to yourself. It's when you're answering yourself too that's like, okay, I need to check. Yeah. But you know, sometimes you just have to be like, Erica, what part, the thing I struggled the most with was like, who said that you were all these things? You set up this expectation and you defined yourself, like, who said that you weren't that person who was active? Who said that? Who says that that wasn't in the cards for you? And it's like, well, it was me. Why did I stick there and tell myself all these negative things and limit myself? And ultimately my goal is to be limitless. I want to ride a bike. I want to be running with my kids in the park and not out of breath and being like, guys, wait up. I want them to catch up to me, you know? I want to set the example. Whether it's, you know, being physically active, whether it's giving them someone to look up to, like, hey, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, I own my own business. When you grow up, you can put your mind to something and you can do it too. It's just, it's so crazy to me how everything is so interrelated, and it all starts with self-love and self-care. Like, if you are not taking care of yourself, everything falls to the wayside.
Your kids see it.
Oh yeah, they're the first ones like, mommy, what's wrong? And it's like, at the end of the day, they're gonna love me whether I'm 400 pounds or I'm 100 pounds. They'll love me unconditionally. But how do I want them to love themselves? When I'm no longer here, how do I want them to survive and treat themselves? And the only example they have to see every day is me. And even if you don't have kids, it's not even about, you know, living for someone else. It's about living your life with integrity. Because at the end of the day, what is your purpose and your passion? And are you okay with the person that you look at in the mirror? And if you're not, what do?
That's one of the elements of success. The journey of success is integrity. One of the basics.
Exactly.
Authenticity.
Yep. Sometimes you got to be real with yourself, like, girl, what is going on?
It's really difficult in this social media day and age where, you know, everybody is, well, not everybody, but so many people are pretending on social media, and everything is such a competition and lovely and wonderful. And we need to be authentic with ourselves that, you know, whatever it is that we're doing is okay.
Yeah. And to not compare, because everybody's journey is different. You started off somewhere different than someone else. So your journey isn't someone else's. So especially with social media, you're sitting there and you're like, oh, they have so much. But when you sit there and you really try to find gratitude in your life, 10 times out of 10, everybody is filled with more than enough of what they need. They just have to realize it. And then you just, you know, find where you want to go after what you want. Because if you look at your life and you don't see what you like, the possibility to change is there. You just have to pursue it.
Time for a very important announcement. Does anybody need more wine?
Yes. Wine o'clock. It is wine o'clock. People take a moment.
Out in the hallway.
We have the special, you know, Allison treatment. You guys can have her too, you know.
It's true. Do you want to open it, Red?
We're good with, yeah.
What we have open?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm taking a smaller brush, going into the smaller areas,
Out of what we are.
and just finishing up the smaller areas with the smaller brush.
Yeah. And Erica, you're ready for
Fill on.
You doing the rosé?
Cheers. If I could
Yes.
figure out what everyone wants and like give them the right thing. You want this too?
Fabulous.
We definitely got faster because that's the
And then as I'm getting into the smaller areas, I'm just switching to the medium-sized brush.
I'm being the assistant.
Are you gonna talk about those?
So fun fact, you never get a hangover when you drink wine that gives back.
I like that one.
You have to put it to the test. And if you do, let me know and I'll
we'll fix it. I'll DoorDash you some Advil or something. So the other two that we're gonna hold back on today because we all have to get home safely. We have our Cabernet, which is a vintner. It's 93 points rated. So these ratings are obviously on a 100-point scale. If you order a 90-point wine or above at a steakhouse, it's going to cost probably around $200. We keep these at below $30. We're the only Napa Valley winery. We're the only California winery that sells any award-winning wine like that for under $30 because we want these wines to move. We want them to be accessible to everyone and we want the charities to get their donations. So Cabernet, Vintner Cabernet, very popular. And our Monterey County Pinot Noir is our reserve Pinot Noir, and it's fabulous. It's and actually, oh, here we go. So it has the notes on the tasting notes on the back, which makes it very easy for me. Notes of dried cranberry, cherry, sassafras, and umami. So those are actually, all those tasting notes are just what the winemaker tasted when they made it. It's definitely maybe not what you're going to taste. It is a good suggestion of what to pair it with. And wine is never added flavors. We don't add dried cranberry for those tasting notes. It's just grapes. So those are just the wine, what comes to mind when you drink it. But also the tasting notes, I learned recently, are very good for pairings. So if you wanted to pair this with some dried fruit, cranberries, cherries, umami, so that Japanese food, yeah, that whole vibe. So and then the notes on the cab are dark berries, toffee, and hints of vanilla. So if you wanted to pair this with desserts, I know that goes really well with desserts. So cheers, everybody. We also, this is totally open to anybody else that wants to do this with these tastings. Cheryl and I can raise money for each individual cause, but the more we grow, the more causes we get to help out. So if there's something that you're passionate about, please put it in the chat, any nonprofit that you have yourself, and we will definitely contact you and figure out a way to raise some great money for them. Thanks.
Doing good tastes great.
Doing good tastes great.
That's right. I think they want this one. The sparkling? Yeah. The other one's
So checking in, this is what we kind of have going on. We have our sample on display. Also, if you continue to look there, we're just working our way. Again, the smaller sections, you want to enter with a smaller brush. So you can move from that full inch brush. You can use a 1/2 inch flat brush, round brush, pointed brush. Anything will work. Just be creative. But
I dabble a bit.
But speaking of success and kind of it being the first quarter of the new year, has anyone found success in 2024 yet? Anything positive to talk about, look forward to?
Well, I'm in school to be a dietitian.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I started my classes. Biochemistry is still a struggle like it was 15 years ago.
I mean, you just say the word biochemistry and my brain is like, mayday.
Yeah, I know.
What are you?
I was like, I don't know what that means.
Oh, I think I see it.
You see it? Where did you point?
Yep, I see it too.
So that's good. There's something to look forward to in 2024. I mean, that's what happens too with affirmations. You just sit there still well, I don't have anything going on but my 9 to 5. I come home, I work, I eat, I go to sleep, and I'm back to work. Sometimes you have to think outside of the box. What are the areas in my life that I feel like I'm lacking? Is it spiritual? Is it financial? Is it, with family and friends and that kind of thing? And then that's where you kind of focus your attention.
How long have you been doing painting?
I've been painting since high school.
Oh, nice.
So that was 20 years ago, if you want to believe that. But I've been doing it professionally. We've been in business for about 3 years now. So at Enjoy Our Art Studio.
Okay.
So me and myself and I, basically.
Yeah,
my three besties. But yeah, it's just I had kids young at 23. I did the mom thing. I put them first. That was my priority. Then the second that my daughter was ready to go into pre-K 4, COVID happened. So they got stuck with me for a little longer at home. And then I basically, once they were ready to rock and really on their own and I felt good and comfortable, I was working on me. Everything was not all about them. And then I started a entrepreneurial course called Launch 1000. And it helped me like move through an idea that I could make a viable business. And I was like, I have this skill set. I used to do kids' birthday parties professionally at like places like Bounce You, Fun Craft in Scarsdale. And I was a manager there. So I used my skill set and I was like, well, I do parties already. And I know how to paint. And I did them for free. Like the school had a faculty party. And I was like, well, there's an idea. I can make it a business and just use my skill set. So with the program, I got a grant and I did online classes. And then with the grant, I was able to do mobile classes. So then during that time, I got a certification as a therapeutic art life coach. And just creating workshops. I work with the city of New York doing corporate wellness events too. So that's online and in person. And they have like a health and wellness initiative called Work Well and Be Well. So you can catch me doing some stuff for them.
Erica's been like interviewed by everybody.
Well, that's what it is more so just like sharing your journey. And I feel like there's a lot of options out there when it comes to paint and sip, but a lot of times when you share your story, people like you for who you are and they want to support you as a person. So a lot of people talk about branding and, what do you have to give on the market when it's so saturated? And it's like the gift of you, the gift of your life, your experience, your background. There's no other you out there. And if you're genuine and vulnerable, people will look to be inspired, look to, join. It's not.
No, I'm okay. So I just want to share that in 2024, I am a registered nurse and I created herb infused CBD products. And I got my products into my first dispensary, which is the first legal dispensary in Westchester County in Mount Vernon,
where I'm from. That's wonderful. The new one that just opened up.
Cannabis dispensary. That's
Fabulous.
correct. So I got my products in there.
That's Miss Wendy Wallner. If you don't hear.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. See, positive stuff happening
Yeah.
in 2024.
I guess the next paint and sip wine tasting wellness event, we should go talk to the
Right?
people
I
down
did
that.
Absolutely.
tasting at my CBD and rye.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
it's a great
Right.
space. It goes
Bud and
very well
Bruce.
together. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Ooh, Bud and Bruce.
Yeah.
I love that.
What are your products consist of per se?
Okay, so.
So let's turn the camera on. I'm not to put you on the spot, but if you can hear her, just listen in.
Introduce yourself.
So my name is Wendy Bertrand and I am the founder of Sin Semilla de Mar 420 CBD. And so I created, I've worked in wellness for many, many years. From 95 to 2000, I worked with integrative medicine physicians and who had their own apothecary closet. And so what they did was they would give their patients roots and herbs. I would teach them how to steep the roots and herbs, how much to take, so that they could decrease the allopathic, which is conventional medication, milligrams. So what I did was a few years ago, I decided that I wanted to do something
outside of nursing, but still be able to help people. And so what I decided was that my belief and my learning knowledge of what we all have, which is an endocannabinoid system. It is our master system. And it regulates us to balance us out. And we have endocannabinoids. Our two main, we have about maybe 5 or 6 major ones, but the 2 main ones are AG2 and anandamide. And so we also have phytocannabinoids that work with us constantly. We have cannabinoids in lavender that we take, eucalyptus, all the oils and herbs. Lavender is the #1 essential oil in the world, right? So what I did was I decided that I wanted to take those roots and herbs and infuse them into CBD to create wellness. So each product does something different. So each product's herbs, the added herbs, does something different. CBD does the same across the board. So any product that has CBD helps to decrease your anxiety, helps with your mood, helps with your memory, helps with your sleep, helps decrease the pain perception. So all CBD does that. And so what I did was I just infused it with the herbs, oils, roots, and vitamins, vitamin E, things of that nature within my products.
Wow, very interesting.
Positivity in
And it's all for holistic wellness.
Okay.
I had heard that system, so it's receptors, and we don't
That's right.
have
CB1
those
and CB2
anymore because weed's been illegal. Like it's been cut out. Well, it has been, so like we're lacking it. So once everybody started getting into this CBD thing, like I took CBD oil for a long time and it absolutely turned my life around. Like my anxiety was gone because now you have those receptors talking to each other. It's something that your system lacks. It's like a supplement that nobody tells you about because it's like
That's 100%.
weed is illegal. It's not weed.
Yeah, and there's
So it's
it's so important for
CBD2.
wellness.
So CBD1 is these are the receptors that are in your brain and your central nervous system. CBD2 is in your peripheral system, all the other organs in your body. So what the endocannabinoids and the phytocannabinoids do is that it's like a lock and key. So CB1, CB2, those are the locks, and the keys are the endocannabinoids and phytocannabinoids that connect and lock in. So we have our own natural stress hormone, right? Cortisol, which is released whether it's physical or emotional, right? And so what our natural endocannabinoids do is that they race to help eat, so to speak, the cortisol stress hormone, right? So that we can then balance our bodies out again.
And that's such an important message, is that there's not one way to wellness. There's not one road to wellness. It's a little bit of everything tied into one. Sometimes it is a CBD oil or infused treatment. It's holistic. Sometimes it is talking to your doctor and finding the best route for you medically. Sometimes it is just being in nature, just finding your way. And it's just about stopping and slowing your mind long enough to realize what's going on. Listening to yourself, listening to your body, listening to, okay, this is happening. How am I feeling at this moment? Sometimes you're just in it, and you're not realizing, oh, I'm so exhausted. Why? So, you just have to find the symptoms first, and then you can treat your symptoms. And sometimes it is like feeling isolated. Sometimes it is talking about your mental health. Sometimes it is going on a weight loss journey. Sometimes, it's funny. I'm at a weight right now, and I'm at 400 pounds. So I'm not ashamed of admitting it, because this is the last time I'm ever going to weigh this much. going forward, it's, speaking to that affirmation, like I am, treating myself accordingly. And, one person's journey, you could be 130 pounds and have a whole slew of different things that have nothing to do with weight. One is not better or worse than the other. It's just different.
Yep.
And it takes different solutions and different ideas, whether it's art therapy, whether it's talking to a doctor, whether it's a CBD oil, whether it's a holistic, approach. You just have to find that way to self-care. And a lot of it is you're brainwashed all this time, thinking a certain way, existing a certain way. And affirmations are the way out of it, to kind of trick yourself, to kind of reroute. Oh, wait a minute. No, when I'm thinking about myself and how I live and what I do, what are those things that I can say to myself anew that, don't keep me in that same endless cycle of feeling bad, feeling negative, feeling stressed. It's some people say it's like silly and kind of point like, oh, so you're just going to tell yourself these things and it happens. But really, you have to think about it. Think about all the influences in your life, watching TV, especially with social media, like Cheryl was saying, all these things constantly in your mindset, maybe not verbally said to you, but just absorbed through media, through any kind of experience. And what is it going to take to move yourself out of that limiting belief? And affirmation. And another thing, that when you start saying those things aloud and saying them to yourself in the mirror verbally, an affirmation is called an incantation. It's like a spell. It's like a verbal statement, a verbal promise, it's a reflection of what's going on in your mind. So I mean, that's one of the reasons why I pursued this, because not only do I want to make people feel seen and heard, but it's good for me too. If you surround yourself in the space of wellness, it's contagious in a good way. Positive attracts positive. Yeah. So that's why we do what we do today. But I really, really want to encourage you, if you aren't artistic, if you aren't handy with a paintbrush and a palette, coloring pencils, crayons, those therapeutic coloring books, just taking the time is more important than worrying about the skill set. The skill set can come later. Just by doing something over, you can always get better. Nice. But that doesn't mean you can't be creative and that you can't start. Starting is the hardest part. And it only takes one day from any of the other day. That this moment right now, moving forward, I'm going to do my affirmations. I'm going to talk to myself lovingly. I'm going to be in that space of self-love, self-care, and you'll be amazed a year from now, the difference, because I did this same event with Cheryl last year, and 2023 was so amazing to me, and I can't wait for the rest of 2024. And I wish that all for you guys too, whoever's watching. So as we're finishing up the painting, I'm just gonna go, my colors are pretty much set. I do have a Sharpie marker. You can use any kind of, you can use just black paint, but I just like to use marker just to have a little more control and a little more detail when writing out my affirmations. So you can use a Sharpie, a Copic marker, a ballpoint pen, and I have one with like a little bit of a brush tip. So while everybody's working here, I'm just going to move forward just to go over the design with a marker once everything's kind of dry.
We have one person, Maria, who's online right now.
Yes, ma'am.
Who has to jump off, but has created such a wonderful example of her affirmations. I'm gonna see if I can move over to screen share before she jumps off so she can show us. And it's just such an example of what you can do from home.
Yes, I love it.
All right, so let's see if I can do this, Maria.
Yeah, let's spotlight Maria. Maria, time to show off your work.
I am going to, let's see. We're learning today. We are learning. Why will it not let me? Because I'm spotlighting or remove spotlight.
Yeah.
Then we're going to go to Maria and we're going to, why is it not letting me spotlight Maria? Maria, can you show us your, can you share?
Should put something in the chat.
You can't unmute or get on camera. Brett, can you help out?
She can't unmute or get on camera, but she put it in the chat, right? Can you just show the picture she sent you?
I can.
Just put it up to the camera.
Old school. Oh, wait, it's Maria's
We
screen.
make it work here.
It's Maria's screen. I see your email, Maria. Look at that.
Oh, look, amazing. And the next trick is to put it somewhere you can see it all the time, Maria. Just like a vision board. You want it somewhere where you can see it all the time, by your desk space, by your bathroom space, you know, where you get ready in the morning, and tell yourself those things. And like I said, if you say it out loud, it's an incantation. Put a spell on yourself. Thank you, Maria. I'm so happy you could join us today.
Alyssa is doing it on Procreate, so she'll be able to show us on the iPad how she did it.
Love it, Alyssa. I love Procreate. It's one of my favorite.
Does Alyssa want to show now?
Don't forget to print it out, Alyssa, or put it on your home screen.
Thanks, Maria. I don't know why we couldn't get you on video or audio, but thank you so much for sharing that. That was beautiful, and thanks for joining us.
I asked her to show me hers. I don't know if she got my message.
And we're just taking those guidelines that we originally drew, and we're just going over it in some black Sharpie. And then of course, writing in our affirmations in every section. You want to take each section and you can either follow along in the line with your words or just fill in the space however you'd like.
And I'm gonna jump in over there for a second and just do some of our wrap up stuff, because I know we did go over on our online. So hello again, everybody. Just wanted to wrap up our online Zoom event today with some tips for taking care of yourself. One of them is give yourself a break. Another one is make yourself a priority. Say no. Don't always say no, but say no when you need to say no. If something is just too much for you, say no. It's okay to say no. We have a lot on our plates and we have to make choices about what we need to prioritize. And it is okay to say no if you just can't do something. Consider your thoughts and be kind to yourself. That's definitely part of this self-affirmation thing. I think we heard some conversation during the event today about how we talk to our friends and how we're reassuring and positive and pep talks for our friends all the time, but we are often very harsh with the things that we say to ourselves. So consider your thoughts and be kind to yourself and treat yourself. Whether that's joining an event, like coming to a paint and sip, or coming to Tanya's location for a facial and a massage, or taking a nap when you need to. It doesn't have to be something that costs money. It's just something that you're going to do to treat yourself and do for yourself what you would do for others. So our relationship with ourselves should be our number one priority. It's really important to take the time to periodically check in on yourself and make sure you're caring for yourself. This time of year and always, love yourself. Thank you to everyone for joining us today. Don't forget, we have the One Hope Wine fundraiser party and the Tupperware party online. If you're interested, you can host a One Hope Wine or Tupperware party too, or both of them together. For those of you who are not yet members of the networks, we would love for you to join us on the journey of success. Our next event will be in person in Yonkers, New York, and that will be in March and in celebration of Women's History Month. So I'm going to turn it back over to Erica to wrap up with some of the tips for how to put our affirmations on our piece of art. And then we're going to sign off for today. This event was recorded and we will post and share. So for those of you who missed some or all of it, you will be able to rewatch and follow along and make sure that you love yourself. Erica?
Thank you so much, Cheryl. And again, I can't recommend TheNetWorks.org more highly enough. It has changed my life, and hopefully if you join us, it will change yours. We have our finished product here. We just went over our guidelines with a Sharpie marker, and then you can just go along the lines with your affirmation. I wrote in Sharpie, I am better than yesterday. And you can go ahead and use the whole space to put in your affirmation or follow it in along the line, whatever idea you fancy more. It's totally up to you and your creativity, but you definitely just want to go around like so, just re-going over the lines that we drew earlier. And then definitely the last trick to this all, like I was saying, is placing it in an area where you're going to be seeing it all the time. So you can take some, you can take like a frame, stick it on the wall. You can get one of those picture kind of fold open holders and place it in there. You can put it next to your desk space. You can put it in the kitchen if you're always in the kitchen cooking. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it all the time. And when you look at it, don't just look at it. Say the lines to yourself in your mind or even out loud. Like I said, in your mind is an affirmation, out loud is an incantation. And hopefully you take some time to do some art, some self-care. Again, my name is Erica from Enjoy Erica Art Studio. We have these wonderful partners here today. Again, a big thank you to Tanya Marie, Natural Skincare Wellness. We have Patricia Matos with Tupperware. We have Allison Kane with One Hope Wines. And of course, Cheryl, our lovely host today from TheNetWorks.org, Brittany, and our lovely member here today. What was the name of your?
Wendy Bertrand.
Wendy Bertrand. And your product was?
My company is Sin for 20 CBD.
Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody. And we'll catch you in the next one.